Good morning all. Today you join me on a legend. I'm on the Royal Enfield Himalayan. I'll see you in a minute. Welcome to the channel everybody. My name's Richa Arc. Thank you very much for being here. So before we get into it, you say potato, I say potato. I know a lot of you are going to be saying it's not Himalayan, it's Himalayan. I'm going to say Himalayan for the duration of this video, so that's what it'll be. The Royal Enfield Himalayan. I've been wanting to ride one of these little puppies for a long time. 500cc single cylinder, a little pop 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 pop. That's the perfect soundtrack. If you want to explain to someone what one sounds like, just say pop 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 pop. I'm going to see what trouble I can get into today. Not trouble, you know what I mean. I want to thank Potteries Motorcycles for the loan. Thank you very much, guys. Much appreciated. I shall try to return it in one piece, but I must add your words when you dropped it off were, do with it as you wish. So I shall. It's got a very welcome 800mm seat height. And you know when you're used to riding big adventure bikes all the time, that's really noticeable. Not only am I flat-footed, but my legs are bent when my feet are on the floor. It's got a big old comfy squashy seat. Not sure how that would fare on long distance, but as you well know, people take these all over the world. No fuss, no fancy. Just a 5-speed box, air cooled with an oil cooler. I say nothing fancy. One thing it's got, which I bloody love, well, two things. One I think is very handy anyway. It's got a compass that's constant, so you know which way you're heading. That's really cool, really handy. And it's also got a little sat-nav, powered by Google. And all you need to do is download the Royal Enfield app. The pairing situation is really cool as well, because you don't need to go into menu systems and select pairing and then connect a device, and you don't need to do all that stuff. Just download the app, turn the ignition on, and then within the app search for the bike, and that's it. And it connects in seconds. And it just shows you a really basic sat-nav. I'll get it on in a bit actually, but just shows you you know, where to turn, in how long and which direction. Just arrows. This has only got 200 miles on the clock. See if I can put a few more on while I've got it, which isn't very long. 500cc, well 411 to be precise. I've got two different times on there. I've got the actual clock of the bike and then the clock there within the nav. I will assume that because that's connected to my phone, that will be correct. 9:30 in the morning on this very beautiful Derbyshire spring morning, as you can see. Got gear indicator as well on the dash. Not sure how long the fuel will last, but we shall see. It's on a full tank at the moment. We're heading north. I really like that, being able to see which direction we're going. It's not something we really follow that much in the UK, or well, I don't anyway. I know in the States it's a major thing. Everything's dictated by northeast, south and west, and I like that. When we did our American trip, everywhere you go, every sign will say like 293 north or whatever, so you know. But it is, yeah, it is nice to see that. This is actually really pleasant. If you take it for what it is, you don't feel that it's underpowered, you don't feel uncomfy. It's just nice to have a poodle around on it. Got old-fashioned needles as well. I love technology like the next man. I really love technology. If a bike's got it, I want it. But it is nice and refreshing to go back to, you know, nothing fancy, just needles and no technology, no rider aids or modes. I say rider aids, it has actually got ABS, but there's no sport mode or rally mode. You can imagine getting this all loaded up and heading off out on a serious adventure somewhere, and to take your time while doing it. Lovely. I don't think we can convert the ambient temperature there from Fahrenheit into Celsius. So what's that in real money? 53 degrees Fahrenheit will be 53, 1122.52. Yeah, it's about 11 degrees then. 11, 22, 52. That's it, yeah. Yeah, about 11, 12 degrees Celsius. Doubling it and add 30 gets you there or thereabouts. But it does feel a bit cooler than 11 degrees, I must admit. We're going to head over towards Grindleford, where I normally go for breakfast. I'm on a bit of a trail hunt. I've recently joined GLASS, the Green Lane Association, so I want to discover as many green lanes as I possibly can that I know I'm 100% legal on. Pull up and I'll sort this sat-nav out just to show you and show you how easy it is. Right, here it's muddy. So let's find Royal Enfield. There she is. Enter destination, Grindleford. So let's just show you how easy it is. Built with Google. There you go, so just pick that up, press that, connecting, then it gives you a PIN code, which you tap in, 088821. Connect, device authorized and paired. That's it, simple. Get directions, we're not far from there at all. Navigate. Navigation is being displayed on the motorcycle's tripper device, so I can just whack that in my pocket. There you go, look at that. I think that's lovely. So it's saying at the bottom we've got 5.3 miles to travel, and we're going straight ahead for 1.9 miles. You're probably going to top out about 70 mile an hour, I would say, maybe a touch more. We were all tricked into a false sense of security last week, weren't we, with the beautiful weather and almost 20-degree temps, and now we're right back. This seat is really, really comfy. Share with care, picture of motorbike, thank you very much. I will share with care. For motorised vehicle users, I love this. Motorised vehicle users remaining on the highway surface and not causing damage to the side. Lovely. That's the whole point, is enjoying your countryside whilst behaving. Shut gates if they're already shut. Leave them open if they're already fastened open. Let's hope the old Himalayan not going to get into too much trouble up here. It's far from an off-roader obviously, but you can literally go where you want on it. I'm going to have to give myself a bit of a hose down when I get home. Thanks again to Potteries Motorcycles for the loan. Not sure I'll get another one after they see this video. Perfectly happy, just on trails this is, and I'm perfectly happy actually. I'd never normally be sitting down on a trail, but this is that comfy. It's a pleasure actually. This Himalayan is absolutely fine on here. Morning. This actually feels happier than some of the off-roading bikes. And as I say, it's nice to be able to sit down. Because normally you'd never sit down. Well, I'd never sit down at all on lanes ever, on trails. Because it's just more comfortable and more stable actually when you stand up. But this seems to be just be happy. I know I'm only going super slow in first gear, but fantastic. Right now, if you'd have asked me before I've spent the morning on this if this would be suitable to go up there, I'd say no way. I just wouldn't think it'd be doable. But after doing everything I've done on the top there, I think it'll be absolutely fine. Let's go and see, shall we? Maybe we'll stand up on this bit. Just got one finger on the clutch. Definitely a bit trickier than the other bit, but totally doable. I can't believe how happy this bike is on here. I'm really pleasantly surprised. It's getting a bit tricky now, isn't it? It really is. If you're ever unsure when you're climbing, just get sat on your seat and keep your stabilisers down. This is fantastic. I can get a photo here. Right, pick our way up here then. It's harder than I thought up here. Absolutely brilliant. I'm very, very surprised how nice that is on here, folks. You can get your hands on this brand new for 4,700 quid. That's phenomenal. It plods so nicely, makes such light work of it. You're never going to get in trouble, and if you do happen to drop it, you've got your bars anyway. If you do happen to drop it, it's dead easy to pick up because it doesn't weigh anything. I love it. 4,700 quid brand new. You could happily sit on roads like this all day long. Like I say, the seat is dead comfy. The seat height, obviously, look, 800 millimeters. Look how my legs are. It's real nice. Right, let's make our way back off and go and get a cup of tea, shall we? Tell you, those that have never had the inclination or desire to ride off-road, nothing too gnarly, but you know, trails like this, you should really give it a go, because there's something special just about, you know, you don't need to have a big gnarly off-roading bike, something as pleasant as this, and you can just take it off-roading. Say off-roading, trail riding. And it does your world of good, really, it does. Look, we're in the middle of nowhere, just in the middle of the countryside, which, as you know, I adore. And there's no people, look. The odd dog walker here and there. And if you do see people while you're up here, and you know that you are legal to be here, which we are, always be as polite as possible and quiet as you can. You know, if you're passing people, don't tear arse past them, just go nice and slowly past them, and everyone's happy. And it keeps the freedom of the trails for us all to ride. A day like today is really cool as well, weather-wise, you know, when it's a bit wet. One, there's again less people, and two, it's just different to ride on. In and out of all these puddles, and it's a bit slippy, not dusty. The suspension's dealing with this absolutely fine. I'm genuinely perfectly comfortable. You can see why people go off on massive adventures on these. Well then, smiling walkers, that's what we want to see. You've got plenty of clearance on your suspension to go over things, and the 21-inch front wheel will definitely help. So I'm on a really bad off camber bit here, but I'm kind of expecting the wheels to slip out, but they didn't. That was just me and my confidence there. Yeah, brilliant. I've loved that. Well, I'm pleased my first experience on a Royal Enfield Himalayan has resulted in me feeling like this, because I've always wanted to have a go on one, and yeah, it'd have been horrible if I'd have really hated it, but no, quite the opposite. That bit that I've just been on is part of the Trans-European Trail, and there happens to be loads more around here that I don't know of, so I'm going to spend some time getting to grips with all these trails, importing them into my Zumo, and hopefully be able to do some trips purely on the trails. It's a lot of bike and it's a lot of freedom for very little money, and even if you've not got £4.5 grand to throw, you imagine £4.5 grand on a finance deal for nothing. You can get yourself a brand new bike for next to nothing per month. If you're interested, go and give Potteries Motorcycles a shout. Tell them I sent you, and say I want a Royal Enfield Himalayan. I don't want the one he took off road. Actually, no. As you saw, I was very respectful, as I always am. If something can do something, I am going to do it. Excuse me, mate. Would you have any objection to me parking there behind that van?
No, that's alright.
Yeah, it's out your way. Thank you. This used to be my favourite cafe years ago, and it changed to a fancy coffee shop. Let's see if it can be my favourite again. We might as well finish this little video off with a trip up one of my regular spots. Pop, 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 pop. Bit of back end slide there. No qualms at all about riding this on trails. Not at all. And anyone that's got one and you haven't done it, go and treat yourself and give yourself a day out on the trails. It's so comfy. I don't think I've ever come up this sat down, or down it sat down. And it's just perfectly nice. Because some of the bigger bikes, when you get to places like this, it makes you want to go, come on then, and give it some, you know, and then you're slowing down and speeding up and slowing down and speeding up. Whereas this, it's just put. You're just tootling up it. It's really, really nice. Good fair few miles we've covered today on trails, which is very, very nice. Right, well, I think that'll do, folks. I've thoroughly enjoyed this today. What a lovely way to spend a morning. My name's Richa Arc. Thank you very much for being here. Don't forget to do your housekeeping before you leave. Stick us a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Do subscribe, and I'll see you on another one sometime soon. Thank you very much. Be good, be careful, and be kind.